Hey everybody, so we're going to run through this a little quick. So this is back on Cresteds. I found something kind of by accident, so I just want to show you guys and share my thoughts. But this is what I would kind of put into the topic or term of no, stop meowing, of crested formation, or how to, kind of like bonsai. But if you want to shape, form, control your cresteds, okay, for one, you're going to need to find a variety that has a high cresting rate and something that you just snap the leaves off. And this is a, by the way, a Douglas Huth, Graptivaria Echeveria hybrid. Huth's pink, Huth's blue, and this is a licorice. It might be a black licorice, Echeveria hybrid. I'm not sure with what, but so this is another one. A lot of Echeverias, smaller, that have been mixed with a Graptivaria. I'm pretty sure this is a Graptivaria hybrid as well, because they stay kind of small. Most Echeverias get real big. I don't have any leaves here right now, but they get pretty big, and they're not easy to snap the leaves off, and they're not easy to propagate from leaf. Usually I have to take a blade and stick it in there and wiggle it, pop it out. Or if their leaves are really old and about to, get, rot or whatever, fall off, sometimes they'll come off easier. So with Graptivarias, though, they just kind of drop their leaves almost like a Graptopedilum, what are they called? Not a crassula. It's those jelly bean plants where, some of these Graptivaria or whatever hybrids, you just have to be very careful with them, and handling them, because some of these leaves will just want to crack right off. So, great, my battery is dying. So, anyways, I'm going to run through this. So, basically, you want them to have light. So, when you crack off the leaf, and you can see my other videos, these ones weren't getting as much light, but they started their roots. And here you can see they're already starting to crest. So, this is just an example, but you'll start to see it like that. And you want to make sure it has light, and it'll stay compact. And it's not going to stretch out on you. When they start to stretch out, okay, like this one, it's at that in-between point, okay? And you can see it's starting to kind of, I got aphids on these ones. It's starting to kind of spread out a bit, right? Well, here's where they start to really stretch out because they're not getting enough light, okay? Now, if you don't let them get enough light, they will revert. So, like, this one's a good example because, see, you get this nice trunk, right? It's flat, it's wide, but see how here at the top, how it's starting to, like, they shoot out these fingers where it's trying to search for the sunlight, and that's where they'll start to revert back to their normal rosette shapes. So they'll lose that crested and go back to a rosette, to a normal. Now, because these were up on top of the fridge and getting a mixture of light and kind of half covered with some paper towels and stuff, they were getting different amounts of light. So these guys were starting off, right? And they're compacted, and that's great, okay? But as you can tell, the ones that weren't getting light, look at how crazy they're starting to spread out. It's like they're getting that halfway point. So you're getting these really cool trunks. I hope my phone doesn't die on me. I'll have to make another video. You're getting these really cool trunks, but see, as you let it prolong, you start to lose most of that trunk. It starts to deviate back. They're spreading out, looking, almost like a vine. You see that? How it just totally ruins the form, into almost like that, where they revert back to regular little rosettes. So what I've learned, I think, is that you can control it by, obviously give it enough light so they start to crest in the beginning. Then let them stretch a bit, okay? Let them stretch out a bit, and you'll start to get, you can always trim off those tops to kind of control, where you want to leaf back out. But you can start to stretch out the trunk, and you may even be able to get the trunk to do what you want faster and to have those really unique, cool trunks without having to have it. I think that if you keep these in compacted light, it's great because they stay great and compacted, but they take a longer time to start stretching out because there's not that need to look for the sun. So You know, like this one right here, what you would do is you would give it direct light. You know what I mean? And then what will happen is you trim that one off. These will start to bush back out, real dense and clumpy. But now you have this nice stem. You know, you got that cool looking stem that you see on a lot of these really nice cresteds. And then from there, that'll thicken up and harden off, and it'll be able to support it. And so that's basically what I figure is a good way. And a lot of these that you're seeing online for sale, that's kind of what they're doing. They're speeding it up a little bit, and then you get to just these really cool trunks, you know. But so go ahead and play, you know, experiment. I think these ones are really bad. These ones stretched out super bad. But yeah. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys, and I don't think there's really much more to talk about or share. But let's see, do I have a little pair of scissors around here? I do not. Oh, here I do. Okay, so I'll show you real quick how I would trim it. So like this one, right? Let's say like I would want to keep that trunk. So you would just, you know, clip, clip. And then you probably don't want to do this, but so now that you've clipped all that off and you let it callus over, you know, it'll start producing more and more tops off that. But now you got that crested still. You still got that main pattern going on that'll keep on replicating. So, you know, like, let's see. I think that was the only one that was worth really doing, but so, yeah, play around, and yeah, you can probably control it. You can start to bend them, you know. You can make them, like, if you lay it this way, it's going to want to bend up towards the light. So you can make them wobble. You can make them, like, bend like a wave and come back up, you know what I mean? And then get that to harden off. But you can get some real cool cresteds. I bet you can get them, you know, like the bonsai, like hanging off the thing a little bit. And you got this nice plume, you know, crest going on right here. And then the flowers are all, oh man, you know, you can do some cool stuff. And it wouldn't take that much time, you know? So I'm going to experiment with this later on when I got more time, but this was just by accident. But I'm seeing, with, you know, the ones that were in the light and the ones that aren't. And you can see, I mean, you can just definitely see how they're on their different phases. So I figure if you can control that or, you know, direct it, you can do some cool stuff. So I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. Later.